Hello, everyone. In today's AI lecture, we are going to talk about AI models. I will try to explain to you AI models in simple layman's term. What do you mean by AI model? I know we know AI is nothing about without its models. So let's see what they are in simple language. So what are AI models? At their core, they are programs trained on data. Okay, so two things get from here. AI model is a program and they need to be trained on data. By data, we mean information. Okay, and what do they do after being trained on the data? They recognize patterns. You can make predictions. You can make decisions based on past data without any human intervention. They achieve this by applying specific algorithms to analyze and interpret the information. So, what they are the building blocks of AI. Okay, algorithms. Algorithms are complex mathematical formulas, statistical formulas like standard derivation, um, what do you call mean, sum, average, all these statistical mathematical functions which is applied or used in the algorithms to learn and process data. So you can predict like how much it's going to snow or what would be the sales given the data given the data, how much would be the forecast of the sales. So all these, not only that, not just text predictions, but it can also recognize image patterns like given facial recognition, which is very important application of this. When you go, you in many airports, when you go, you scan your face, it recognizing you based on the facial recognition. So that is image pattern, language translations. Okay, what is data? Basically, it's a fuel for AI models, like how your car wouldn't run without gas or diesel. AI is nothing without its data. Okay, they are trained on data at this, but each what do you call, each model needs its own data. So for sales, you need the previous year's all historical sales data. For weather, you need historical weather forecast given what is the atmospheric condition, air pressure, and those kind of stuff. So every model for prediction needs its own set of data. So let's say if you want a model to recognize face, you need a database of multiple faces so that it knows, okay, here to look for the nose, here to look for the eyes. So what are the points, distance between them? That's how it recognizes. You can even have audios, right? You have voice recognition. Sometimes in some banking software, you have to talk or say something, and that becomes your password. You say, my voice is my password, right? Now, how it works training, two steps training, you got to train. It is said rightly, your AI model is only as good as the data it is trained on. So when you're providing data, you have to make sure that the data is very diverse, covers all the corner cases scenarios. Okay, because models learn from them. So if the data is incorrect, the prediction will be incorrect. It's as simple as that. Okay, you each when you train them, every new field is called as a parameter. Like say for example, sales. Okay, given the amount spent on marketing budget, given the packaging thing, the packaging looks, how the new package is, or given a new territory. So those are nothing but parameters to predict what the sales figure. Okay? Once trained, the models can be used to analyze the new data and make predictions based on what it has learned, right? For an image recognition model trained on cats and dogs, it can identify a new image as a cat or a dog. Now, more than that, it can be used as I gave an example previously, when you go to the airports, they recognize your face. Okay. You look at the camera, you smile, and that's what's stored, and then that can be used in image recognition. They try to identify the criminals, or let's say if a car was involved in a hit and run. Okay, how do they identify? And the car went away. How do they find out? They use image processing to see all the different cameras that were there outside a house or on the streets to identify similar cars and try to zero in on the specific car. So those are much more practical applications of image recognitions. Other capabilities, prediction, you have decision making, pattern recognition, which we identified, and generations like generative AI, create new music, mm, text, images. That's what our generating new text is new. The Chat GPT, Bard, all these are the latest what you call AI applications. Now, AI models can be different categorized. You can categorize them based on what they do, different types. In a nutshell, rule-based systems, they are systems that operate on a predefined rules and logic. They follow a set of instructions to make decisions and provide responses. Machine learning models, they are more popular. They are divided into supervised learning, where uh, the pattern is given. Okay, the pattern is given and labeled. It's a labeled data set, and you give it, okay, you predicted it right or wrong, and that's the label thing. That's supervised. Unsupervised, you just give it data without any labels. Labels means nothing but an identification to each piece of data. So in unsupervised learning, the model is supposed to find or learn the pattern on its own. Reinforcement learning, model learns through interaction with an environment and provides feedback, and it receives feedback in the form of rewards and penalties based on its action. Like you have the robotics, right? Their reinforcement learning is there. You have neural networks, which is model based on human brains. You have different connections there. Okay, this is just a what do you call a 10,000 feet view of what the models are. You got to go in detail what it is. Okay, this video is just uh, providing you familiarity, okay, with what it is, not giving you in depth. In depth, each one requires its own detailed course. Natural language processing models, they generate text, poetry, stories, everything, right? ChatGPT, Bard, they are all natural language processing models. Vision models, which works on images like facial recognitions, right? Image classifications. Generative models can generate new data samples that are similar to the data on which they were trained. Recently, I don't know how many of you have used Google. When you do Google search, it says, do you want to generate AI data out of it? And it generates the new AI data. So, and it also provides the sources, what it used. Okay. So this was all in a nutshell what AI models are. Okay, just to give you a 10,000 feet view. Hopefully, now you are a little bit more familiar when somebody says what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, okay, what is neural network, natural language processing. So go and read on it. Now you'll understand it much more better now that you have a little bit more understanding. Thank you for your time. See you all again in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.